let's see if we even have to apply the therefore test. So 11 says this company's supply chain will develop significant weaknesses unless we make changes to our vendor contracts now. That first sentence, does that sound like a conclusion or not?
I mean, it sounds like a conclusion to me because I assumed it to be a conclusion.
It sounds like it. Yeah, so far. We don't know for sure, right? We have to see
Yeah.
how it relates to the other sentences, but it sounds like a conclusion. Hey, we're going to have these weaknesses unless we make changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going. Some will argue, what's this sentence?
Others' opinion.
Others' opinions. That this problem is so far in the future there's no need to address it today. But what's going to come next?
So the manager is differing here, and it's probably a conclusion.
Probably a conclusion, because you say what other people think, and then you say but. That doesn't have to be the main conclusion, but it's definitely going to be your opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that is an irresponsible approach. That sounds like the main conclusion now.
Yeah, so I did identify this as a conclusion, so I really didn't understand which was the main conclusion.
You couldn't decide whether the first sentence was the main conclusion or this sentence?
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way. The first sentence was presented, right?
Yeah.
Sounded like conclusion, sounded like something you could argue for. But then if that's the main conclusion, what do you have to do after that?
Well, the premises after that would have to support.
You have to start supporting it, right?
Yeah.
And so far they haven't done that. Instead, they went off in another direction. They started talking about what other people think. And then they said those people were irresponsible. Like, we haven't gotten into this whole, like, the company will develop significant weaknesses unless we make changes to our vendor contracts now. In fact, the other people's arguments, some will argue that this problem is so far in the future that there's no need to address it today. That argument accepts the first sentence as true. Right? Like, if you're going to make that argument, you're like, yeah. What we just said is true, but I don't think it's something we need to worry about. So that doesn't sound like it's the point at issue.
Understood.
Okay. And then everything else that comes after that does seem to explain why it's irresponsible. So that becomes the main conclusion, and we just look for the answer that best restates that. Any other questions on number 11? You guys feel good about that one?
Wait, so the main conclusion is the part where it says irresponsible approach?
Yep,
Okay.
that is an irresponsible approach. So we need an answer choice that basically says that. Okay?